Good morning. Today is Thursday, July 9th, 2026, and I'm coming to you live from the beautiful city of Habador, Botswana, located deep in the heart of Block 3, which is the name of the neighborhood I am. And I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, and I hope everybody's ready for the weekend. It is already the pre-kend here in Botswana. It's noon, and you know how I feel about the pre-kend in terms of the weekend. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna celebrate like the pre-kend has already started. So. I'm of course joining you with some Coca-Cola Zero. And let's go ahead and send this stream out to a few people. Let's get this going. Let's get if we can get a few people in here. Like I'm going to send this out to the Discord. Let me put this in the Discord room. Discord. Where is the Discord room? Okay, here we go. Live now, and then put that there. I'm going to send this out to Henna as well, because Henna can always rely on, well, not always, but you can often rely on Henna. And then not going to send it to anybody else in my chat. Maybe, you know what, I'm going to put it in my chat with where did it go? My chat with Justin and David. And then, of course, as always, I'm going to send it to Razman, the Singleton man. Let me go ahead and find my Instagram. Where is my Instagram? And then where is Razman? Razman is right there. There he is. So how's everybody? Is everybody ready for the weekend? Because in a few ways, I am quite ready for the weekend. But man, I've started running again here in Habarone. I've been running around the neighborhood a little bit, and it's not bad. It's not bad. That's about what I can say is that it's not bad. Let me go ahead and close this, and then let me go ahead and do this right here. Let me load up my good boy browser. I want to show you guys the route that I've been going on my runs here in Habarone. It's about a 3.5 mile circuit that I've been doing. So where am I? I don't know why. Okay, Bull and Bush. So it's block 7. No, I'm in block 3. Okay, where is the little like the dot indicator? I don't know why it's not able to. Okay, allow this time. I would think usually. Okay, is this it? Okay, so yeah, so this is the house I'm staying in is not there. Wait, what is this? This is weird. Okay, Cocovera, Cocavereja, right? So the house I'm in, I think, is actually, you know what? I wanted to look at this. I think it's this. I'm not sure which one. Let me see. No, I'm super curious. I think it's this one right here. I think they tore down this wall and put up a new wall. That satellite's there. They put a pool in, but like I can tell that this is the house because this is where the chimney still is. These pillars are still there. There's a window there, so it's like somebody bought the house and fixed it up essentially. But let me see. If I go over here, right? So normally what I do is I start from about right there and then I go to this street. You can see all these paths right here. Today I went this way and then went all the way to this main road, circled back around. Let's see. And then did something like this, all right? Like come down here and then went through here, stopped at the spar, and then went down here, up here, and then came back home this way. So you can see that's about 5 kilometers or a little bit more than 3 point. It's about 3. A 5K is always about 3.1 miles or so. So that was the journey that I took this morning as I was going on a run. And it's, like yeah, I'm a little sore because I haven't really run. Like yesterday was the first time I had actually gone on like a proper run walk since I've arrived here in Botswana, and it was painful. It was painful last night, and I'm feeling a little bit of pain this morning. So I think tomorrow I'm probably gonna have to force myself to take a rest day. But the problem is I am not good with rest days. Like I just don't take rest days. Like I'm no good at rest days. So we'll see what we can do. Anyway, what are we gonna work on today? I don't know. That's a good question. I kind of want to work on the map, or we could work on, you know what we could do? We could work on Kekbo. Since there's nobody here telling me not to do it, we could work on Kekbo. Wait, I need to make sure. Let me see if I downloaded Discord. I thought I downloaded the not Discord, Docker. This is it. So oh, you know what? I bet this Docker image is going to want me to, let me see, open. I bet this Docker image is going to want me to reboot. Oh, wait, did I already do this? I think I already installed it. Oh, sweet. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to, do I want to waste time working on Kekbo or do I want to work on our game? Yes, I want to open the Docker app. I do want to open the Docker app. But yeah, it is a beautiful, like 72 degrees. It's actually a little chilly. So, okay, yes, I accept these terms. Oops, I'm not sharing my screen. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Okay, I did. Okay, let me put in my top secret password, which I don't remember what it is, but we'll put this top secret password in quick because I want to sign in. I do have a personal email account with Docker, so let me go ahead and put this in. Of course, I can't remember the password. Oh, my stars and garters. I'm signing on off screen over here. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, so it's got me in. Okay, your running containers show here, and then there we go. Okay, so everything is good. Let me go ahead and check. Let me go ahead and check my Instagram messages. Okay, all right. Let's. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I don't know, man. I don't know what I want to do with anything. Oh, I don't even know if I want to do this stream, to be honest. But we're gonna do the stream. We're gonna do the stream, but I kind of just want to work on lore. I don't want to work on the game. I just kind of want to work on lore because I really enjoy working on lore and building this world. So I think we're gonna do that a little bit, right? So one of the things that I know what we're gonna work on. Here's what we're gonna work on. We're gonna work on a new layer on the map. Maybe not a new layer, but let's see, maps. Let me make sure I have the latest. Okay, I'm pretty sure I do. What is my status here? Okay, that is fine. So let's see, maps. I went ahead and I did add a new town. Let's see. Added a new town to the remote part of Velu. Okay. Okay, boys. All right. So let's see what we got. We got this, and we got that. We got that. Okay, we got that. That's good right there, just like that. Okay, we know what we're doing here. Okay, it's the website that I want to load up. Let's load up the website. Oh, I have some changes here on the website too. So let's take a look at those. Okay, so this is, okay, yeah, that's a minor bug fix. Let's actually let AI write the description for that. So we have the Enora wiki here. We have the Unity save system, St. Adeline. I think what we can do is we can do this. We can just do open, recent, and then website, because that's ultimately what we're going to be working on. Sure, let's save that. So I have been taking blood pressure medication in case, in case everybody's super curious, because I know I'm super curious because yes, I've been taking blood pressure medication for the past 2 days. It it to some extent it has helped my blood pressure. I think my blood pressure is down, but it's still very high. Like I don't know what it is that I have not been able to get my blood pressure under control since arriving here in Botswana. I guess that it's just the stress of a new place, of a new culture, of a new language. It's the stress of all these things together. But I just I have a hard time. I have a hard time with it. Apparently, I'm having a hard time because my blood pressure has been through the roof. And so I've gone on Almatel, but Almatel is paired with Tamaristan or something like that. And so it's these two drugs that in combination help with blood pressure, but apparently they also help your wiener not function. So go figure. You can either have erections or you can risk a heart attack or a seizure. And it's like that's kind of a tough call, right? Because if you can't get erections, then like that does suck a lot of fun out of life, pun intended. Okay, so what I want to do, I think one of the things I want to do is I kind of just want to clean up some of the the way that some things are coming into view, some things are going out of view. So let's take a look there. This is going to take a minute. Okay, so here we go. This should come into view now. It's not coming into view. Well, that's interesting. Local host. What? What is happening here? Okay, there's a few strange things happening here that I don't quite understand. But the main thing is like, why isn't the website loading up? Localhost 5173. Like that, there's no reason this shouldn't be working. Wow. I don't know what's going on. Like my local, I'm still not sharing. I keep forgetting to share my screen. All right, let me come over here, come over here, come over here. Run build just for giggles, right? I used to work with a guy. He would always say, "Work, it doesn't make sense." Like, oh well, let's just try this thing. Let's just try this one thing, just for giggles, just for giggles. And so I loved that for some reason. So I stole it from him. Okay, so I want to understand why this isn't working. Okay, there we go. It is working. Okay, perfect. So we're able to actually view our map and everything. So if I go to the large map, there's a couple of towns I think over here where, let me see, was it here? No, I think it was up here, but somewhere around here where they're showing up in odd places. Okay, yeah, right here. You see how they're overlapping like that? So I kind of wanted to play around with some functionality and see if there's ways that we can fix this, right? Because maybe these are actually two pretty important towns in this imaginary world. But as we zoom out, we kind of want both towns to be shown. We want the names to be shown, but we don't want them to overlap. So there is a field where you can kind of define the offset of the label on the settlements. So first of all, let's how do we want to do this? I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Let's open up another terminal. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this directly from the maps repo that the website uses in order to kind of build its data. So let's do that. So is that going to, okay, it's actually going to open up another copy of maps, which is interesting. Okay, I thought it would do it in the same, right? But see, I don't want to, let's close some of these up. Let's close this. Okay, I'm just saving data. Okay, right. So what we're going to do, no, that's actually not what I want to open up, actually. No, I don't think it is. Let me look. So I think it's putting everything under dist and then GeoJSON, right? So settlements.points JSON. This is what I want to look up. So the one I'm interested in is this rompieno, which actually is the Setswana word, which is Setswana is the language that they speak here in Botswana. It's one of the languages they speak here in Botswana. But rompieno means today in Setswana. I don't know, but I like that word, rompieno. Mbane, I think, is tomorrow. In Sawa, oh, wait, how to say tomorrow and yesterday and today in Setswana. Rompieno, and then let's see, Kamoso is tomorrow. Mabane is yesterday. And then, like I said, Gompieno is that. Oh, it's Gompieno, and I named it Rompieno. I probably did that on purpose. Anyway, okay, so let's go here and let's look Rompieno. So there should be some fields down here that we can like kind of tinker with. Max zoom, min zoom. Okay, description. I thought there was like an offset. Field. Let me look here, settlements, and then let me look at the table. No, there's not. I could have sworn there was an offset field of some type. Maybe it's tables. But okay, how do we? So one thing we can kind of cheat, right? We can kind of cheat. And what I mean is we only show one of them when we're zoomed in. And then when we get zoomed out, when we're zoomed out, we only show one. And then when we're zoomed in enough, like about right here, like maybe around zoom level 12. So let's see. So if we keep zooming in, I would say around zoom level 11 is when we show Rompieno. So Evi Crossing is the more popular of the two. So it's going to be the more populous of the two, I should say. So what we can do is we can go back over here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to say Rompieno. It requires a minimum zoom of 11, which we already have. Interesting. Okay. But it's still showing at minimum zoom 10. Let me see. That is interesting. Why is it still showing? Minimum zoom 11. Is the min zoom not being honored for self? Pretty sure it is, but let's look it up. Settlement points.tsx. Yeah, right here, minimum zoom. When the data has an explicit zoom window, respect it for the upper range, zoomed in detail. Okay, so if max zoom, if max zoom equals number and zoom is greater than max zoom, return false, meaning don't show it. If min zoom equals number and zoom is greater than or equal to, return true. So what we're saying is if because we don't want to show the labels when we zoom in too close. So that's what this first one is saying. It's like, okay, well, if you're zoomed in closer than max zoom, then don't show it. And then this one is saying, okay, if you are zoomed in, oh, the population. I have population overrides. I think that's why. But wait a minute. Okay. To some extent, I think we probably just want to do, well, no, I think the population overrides are fine. Okay, if zoom is less than or equal. Okay, so what is the population? But see, how do I force this, right? Like, how do I, like, there should be like another field that basically says, do this. But I don't know if zoom is greater than, because what's happening is, if I had to guess, what's happening is we have a zoom that is less than the minimum zoom, right? So like, if we go back to the map, we zoom out to like, okay, we're at 10 or we're at 9 and it's still showing. So the population for Rompieno must be pretty big. If I had to guess, that's what is causing it to be shown. So population 1250. That doesn't sound that big to me. Really? Let's see. If I go to Rompiano, yeah, 1250. Okay, let's look at the code. So then we're going to go down here and we remember the population is 1250. If zoom is less than 2, return population. So if the zoom is 9, so if the zoom is less than or equal to 9, there's some problems with the logic here. So is Evie Crossing not the more popular of the two? So let's see. Evie Crossing has a population of 7,500. And that has a population of 12. Okay, so what if I would just reduce this to 900, right? I mean, that's kind of a cheat. It's kind of cheating, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay, let's go back over to this node here. Now, I don't know if I need to reset. Okay, so we're zoomed in. It's still showing both. And I'm not sure why. But maybe we need to think of some hard and fast rules for how to show these, right? Like maybe, I mean, I think this logic is kind of messed up. Like do we really want a population override? And what I mean by that is like, see, what I was trying to accomplish is that the level of this whether or not to show the label of the city is driven somewhat by its population. However, one thing we could do is this. Let's try this. Okay, so if no. Wait a minute. If min zoom is set and it's of type number, right? We could do this. So this way, it's always going to show. Or I'm sorry, it's not. It's going to depend on the min zoom level if min zoom is set. But I don't know if that's something that we want altogether. So let's see. So min zoom, what is min zoom? Min zoom is min zoom's 11. Okay. So we're saying what that means is like we have to have a zoom value of at least 11 in order to show the label. So if we scroll out, that's fine. If we scroll out to 10 something, it disappears. So now it's kind of working like I wanted it to, right? So when you zoomed out here, Evie Crossing, okay. I mean, I think that's fine. But then you're going to have other cities that are other towns that are just never shown. Or, well, if it's completely driven, I'm trying to think of the best way to handle this, because you could do something like, okay, what would the logic be? If max zoom equals, so I mean, if you really want a city to be shown based on its population, then you just don't define a max zoom or a min zoom. You just let the population drive it, right? So like what we could do is we could do something similar here. Like if this, return this, right? Well, if you spelled return correctly, that should work. Okay. So now I don't know what that's going to do to everything. And I sometimes I notice my Maryland twang is so strong. Like, I don't know. Wait, what did I just say? No, I don't know what that's going to do. What that's going to do. Okay. So now lots of stuff's not even showing, right? Like, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, actually, this label for this. Okay, now the label shows. So what I would have to do is I have to go through each label essentially, like point goal kick. Mm, I'm not really crazy about that. I feel like we need. How do we want to do this? And then we have this whole label rank thing that we're not even using. Um, but that's something that AI had added. Mike Hatter says, "Boo! What is it? What is that stream name, man? I don't know. What did I name the stream? What did I name it? Let me see what I named the stream. Like, I literally don't remember what I named it. Let me look. Dangling Pointer Thursday. Yeah, what's wrong with Dangling Pointer Thursday? Come on, Dangling Pointer Thursday. What's the big deal? I don't see anything wrong with Dangling Pointer Thursday. People are too offended by too much. Okay. Um, but see, that just breaks the label showing for lots of stuff, which means you have to go through and then manually add everything, like point goal kick, right? Let's if we go to point goal kick, point goal kick. The reason point goal kick is not showing right now is because min zoom 6, max zoom 12. So if we're zoomed in, so here's another, like, I don't understand. Like, it should be showing, right? Unless I got my logic backwards or got my logic wrong. Did I get the logic wrong? If max zoom equals type of number, return zoom greater than max zoom. So this is saying, oh, I see the problem. I see the problem. I see the problem. I see the problem. The problem is we have to make sure it's in a window. So let's think about there's we can make a basic truth table here. I don't know if anybody here is familiar with truth tables, but let's just see if we can make a basic truth table. So let me reload this. Okay. Apparently we cannot reload this. Are you sure? Yes, I am sure. Okay. Is this I don't think this is what I wanted. No, this is diagrams.net. I just want plain old draw.google.com. Like, I just want Google Draw. Yeah, this is what I want. Okay. So there's a few possibilities. I'm trying to think, like, do I really want to do it like this? Let's see. Insert table. Yeah. Okay. So the table would be, there's the possibilities are max and min zoom are both set. So max and min zoom are both set. That's what's one possibility. Only max zoom, only min zoom, and nothing. So there's four. And then we're just gonna, I don't think that we're gonna need three columns. So let's see. Max, min zoom, max zoom, not equal null, and min zoom, not equal null, right? Then we're going to have max zoom not equal null. Then we're going to have min zoom not equal null. Max zoom not equal null, and min zoom equals null. Then we're going to have max zoom equals null, and min zoom not equals null. And then down here, we're going to have max zoom equals null and min zoom equals null. Okay, so this will, what will this do? This will, if they're both equal to null, decide by population. So basically what we're doing is we're trying to create a truth table as to whether or not to show the labels on this map, right? Like this little point. Oh, somebody just said, what is this? Okay, well, yeah. Hey, so if you go to yanora.world, there's this map here of this fantasy. It's not a fantasy world, of this world I'm creating, right? Of this world I'm creating. And there are cities in the in the planet on these continents, and I'm basically just working on logic as to whether or not when to show the labels for these cities. Because so like this one says shy, you see how the label disappears. So then there's smaller cities, like there should be one here somewhere. So I'm just trying to work on logic on when to show the labels on the map, when they should be rendered essentially. So let's see, we come back over here. Okay, so if max, what do we do? Okay, wait a minute. Let me just do this. I'm just going to do that. Okay, so if max zoom is null, that means we have a min zoom. How do we want to handle this? If zoom, so a min zoom, the min zoom says we need to be zoomed in at least this much to display. So if zoom, we need to be, if zoom is greater than min zoom, then display equals true, right? If zoom is less than, no. Let's see. Okay, so zoom is greater than min zoom, but then there's a max zoom. Okay, but we have no max zoom. So we're saying like if we're so let's look at some sample values, right? So if zoom equals, I'm just going to put some scratch values down here. Okay, maybe not. Zoom equals 12. Min zoom equals 10, right? So that says you need to be zoomed in at least 10 in order to show the label. Okay, so if there's a zoom of 9, if zoom is greater than min zoom, greater than or equal, if zoom is less than min zoom, right? So if the zoom is 2, decide by population, maybe, right? Like that kind of makes sense. Okay, so this one, so max zoom not equal to null. Max zoom, let's say max zoom is 15. And what max zoom says is if you are zoomed in past 15, don't show the label. All right. So if zoom is greater than max zoom, display equals false. See, this is where it gets tricky, right? Because then, okay, if display equals false, ask an AI. Yeah. I'm trying to come up with rules. I'm trying to develop rules. I could ask AI, like, okay, to come up with the rules for me, but I'm trying to decide the rules myself. Okay. I mean, this isn't a programming problem. It's a design problem. And yes, I could ask AI to help me with the design problem, but whatever. But the problem is like typing out the prompt is going to take me just as long as it will be to solve this. Okay. So if zoom If zoom is greater than max zoom, then display equals false. So if zoom is less than, what do we do if zoom is less than or equal to max zoom, right? Because at this point we don't have a min zoom. What do we do? If zoom is less than max zoom, maybe we also decide by population. I feel like I'm just recreating what we were doing. So now if we have a min zoom and a max zoom, right? Min zoom, let's say min zoom equals 8 and max zoom equals 14. So the only time we are going to display is when we're inside of this window, right? So if zoom is between min zoom and max zoom, right? I'm just going to put this in parentheses, and we're just going to make it like English, right? If the zoom, then display equals true, essentially. And I think this is the logic that I had before I modified this, right? Not quite, actually. Not quite. Okay, so the times we're going to decide to display by population are this, this, and this. Okay, all right. So okay. So what we can do, we're gonna kind of be a little ugly with it at first, but we're going to zoom equals number. Okay, so this means they both have values. Okay, so if max zoom and min zoom both have a value, then we return that zoom is greater than max zoom. No, less than max zoom. Less than max zoom. Less than or equal to max zoom, and zoom is greater than or equal to min zoom. So what this means is if zoom is inside this window, then that's how we decide whether or not to return or whether or not to display. Okay. Now, if max zoom has a number, right? Then if zoom is greater than max zoom, we return false. And zoom is greater than max zoom, we return false. Oh, wait a minute. I need to be careful here because I don't want to accidentally fall into an else statement that I don't mean to fall into. So we're going to have to do it like this. I mean, I'm going to be verbose. I'm going to be verbose about this, but I think it makes sense to do it this way. So wait a minute. We need to actually put an else here. Else if type of min zoom equals number. So then the other one is, no, we don't. Okay, if zoom is greater than or equal to min zoom, if zoom is greater than or equal to